The yogurt shop murders, the unsolved crime that still haunts America. Imagine walking into work one morning and hearing that 4 teenage girls had disappeared. A few hours later, their bodies were found inside a burned yogurt shop. More than 30 years have passed since that night. The case generated national headlines, multiple suspects, controversial confessions, DNA testing, and years of investigation. Yet, despite everything investigators uncovered, nobody has ever been convicted for the murders. This is the story of the yogurt shop murders, and even today, it remains one of America's most disturbing, unsolved mysteries. A normal Friday night, December 6, 1991, Austin, Texas. At the time, Austin was rapidly growing and was considered one of the safest cities in the region. That Friday evening seemed completely ordinary. Inside an can't believe it's yogurt shop. Located in North Austin, 4 teenage girls were spending part of their evening working and socializing. The girls were 17-year-old Amy Ayers, 17-year-old Eliza Thomas, 15-year-old Jennifer Harbison, 13-year-old Sarah Harbison. Friends and family expected them to return home later that night. None of them knew they would never see their loved ones again. The yogurt shop closed around 10 p.m. Customers came and went. Traffic moved through the area. Everything appeared normal, but sometime after closing, something horrifying happened inside the store. Just after midnight, a fire broke out inside the yogurt shop. Emergency crews responded quickly. At first, firefighters believed they were dealing with a standard commercial fire, but once they entered the building, the situation changed instantly. Inside the burned structure, they discovered the bodies of the 4 girls. The scene was horrific. Investigators immediately realized this wasn't an accident. This was a murder investigation. The fire appeared to have been deliberately set. Authorities believed the killer or killers had started the blaze to destroy evidence. Unfortunately, the fire succeeded in causing massive damage. Potential clues were lost. Physical evidence was compromised, and investigators were left with more questions than answers. Who committed the crime? Why were these girls targeted? And how had such a brutal attack happened without anyone stopping it? Police quickly began interviewing witnesses. The shopping center had not been completely deserted that night. People had seen vehicles. Others reported suspicious individuals nearby. Investigators collected statements from dozens of people. However, witness descriptions varied dramatically. Some recalled seeing multiple men. Others remembered different vehicles. Several leads pointed in completely opposite directions. This made the investigation incredibly difficult. Detectives worked around the clock. Every possible clue was examined, but the damaged crime scene continued to create problems. Evidence that might have identified the killer had either been destroyed or contaminated by the fire. As days turned into weeks, pressure mounted. The entire city wanted answers. Families demanded justice. The media followed every development. Yet investigators still had no clear suspect. As public frustration grew, rumors spread throughout Austin. Some people believed the murders were committed by a local gang. Others suspected multiple attackers. A number of theories suggested robbery had gone wrong. Some wondered if the victims had known their killer. The uncertainty fueled endless speculation. But investigators needed evidence, not theories. And evidence was exactly what they lacked. The case began to stall. Months passed, then years. Despite extensive efforts, detectives could not definitively identify who was responsible. The yogurt shop murders slowly became one of the most infamous cold cases in Texas history. Years later, investigators believed they finally had a breakthrough. Attention focused on several young men connected to the area. After lengthy questioning, some of them provided confessions. For the victims' families, this appeared to be the moment they had waited for. At last, there seemed to be answers. Police announced arrests. The public believed the mystery had finally been solved, but then problems emerged. Serious problem. Defense attorneys argued the confessions were unreliable. Questions arose regarding interrogation methods. Some suspects later recanted their statements. They claimed the confessions were false. As the legal battle continued, doubts began to grow. As legal proceedings continued, prosecutors faced a difficult reality. The case against the suspects was weakening. Questions surrounding the confessions remained unresolved. DNA evidence failed to provide the confirmation investigators needed. Eventually, charges against some suspects were dropped. Convictions plans never materialized. The case effectively returned to square one. After years of investigation, arrests and courtroom battles, authorities were once again searching for answers. The killer remained unidentified. The families were left without closure. And one of America's most notorious murder cases remained unsolved. More than 3 decades later, investigators still face critical questions. Was there one attacker, or were multiple people involved? Were the original suspects connected to the crime, or completely innocent? Did crucial evidence disappear forever in the fire? Could modern forensic technology eventually reveal the truth? Nobody knows. What makes this case particularly disturbing is the lack of certainty. Many unsolved crimes have a leading suspect, a likely scenario, a dominant theory. The yogurt shop murders have none of those. Instead, the case exists in a strange space between possible solutions and unanswered questions. Every breakthrough seems to create another mystery. The yogurt shop murders continue to attract attention because they represent more than an unsolved crime. They highlight the challenges investigators face when evidence is destroyed. They demonstrate how controversial confessions can complicate a case, and they show that even modern forensic science cannot always provide definitive answers. For the families, the tragedy never ended. Every anniversary serves as a reminder that justice has not been achieved. Every new lead brings hope, and every dead end brings disappointment. The passage of time has not erased the pain, nor has it answered the question. December 6th, 1991, 4 young girls entered a yogurt shop expecting an ordinary evening. Hours later, a fire exposed one of the most shocking crimes in Texas history. Investigators chased leads. Suspects confessed. DNA testing transformed the case. Yet, despite decades of effort, the mystery remains. No conviction, no definitive answer, no closure, only question. And perhaps the most chilling question of all, did the person responsible for the yogurt shop murders blend back into society and live an ordinary life while the world searched for answers? What do you think happened that night? Let us know your theory in the comments below.